We're live?
Yeah, take us away, Dan.
Oh, hello everyone. Welcome to the first ever Boom webinar. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for joining. Long story short, it was just 3 weeks ago we took another villa in Israel doing another hackathon, and we were thinking about all the challenges that we have. And then we just said, let's just do a webinar. So Moran and Sab can talk and tell us everything they know about AI. So, long story short, here's today, and what we dream of became a reality. Thank you for being here. Thank you for attending, and we super appreciate you. Looking forward to what you'll be able to achieve. Sab, good evening. Moran, good evening. Thank you, guys.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. So excited to be here. Thank you for the invitation, guys.
Thank you. So, guys, let's just jump right in. Guys, what are we going to achieve today? Moran, Sab, take the lead.
Okay, so at Zing, we have managed to achieve that our AI agent Zoe answers 75% of guest questions. So this is definitely a milestone for us. And so this is why we're excited to share and kind of take the lead and empower other property managers to do the same. And our goal by the end of the session today, I would really like that property managers, your guests, will also start thinking of a name for their AI, hopefully select one or more properties to test, create policies, and press the autopilot button and watch the AI agent magic happen. So that is the intention of this session. And in 60 minutes, hopefully, that is where everyone will be.
Amen. Guys, we just want to mention that we will have a Q&A session at the end. Moran, you know me, sorry I got into your words. You were about to say something.
No, I just first of all thought of introducing Sab, who is part of the Zing team, managing a huge operation in Malta, combining hotel, hospitality house. I think, Sab, would you like to quickly introduce yourself? So, ones that haven't met you already, though I'm not sure how many, but might get to better know you a bit.
Amazing, thank you. So yeah, my name is Sab. I'm head of team at Zing. We're based in Malta. Our portfolio is 366 keys at the moment. Very diverse portfolio. We have vacation rentals, we have boutique guest houses, and we have hotels. As I mentioned, the AI, our Zoe, answers 75% of guest communications. When I joined Zing because I had a passion to host. Zing wanted me in because I also have a passion to scale. And because of you guys, you gave me the best of both worlds. Because now, with an AI powered PMS, I can host like it's one and I can scale like there are no limits. And this is why I wanted to join this session to really get everyone into the energy and attitude of being AI first as well. So thank you for that.
I think that's amazing. And for the ones who do not know me yet, my name is Moran Goldboim. I'm Chief AI and Product Officer for Boom, and kind of helping shape the AI angle. I'm working closely with Sab and other partners many of the time to basically bring our AI to a next level. And we thought we can give you some of our experience during that webinar to make you as or at least close to successful as Sab and her team operation combined with Boom. Yeah, that's kind of a quick overview. Idan?
Thank you, Sab. Thank you, Moran. So, with all this introduction, let's just dive right in. Moran, I will forward the first question to you. Boom is an AI-powered PMS. What does this mean? And how does it different from all the other players, in our space?
Yeah, I think it's a great question. So Boom is basically combined of two things. First of all, it's an all-in-one platform, basically combining your reservation, operation, accounting, finance, owner, guest experience, booking. Basically, every angle of your business is within Boom. Now, the second part of it is that it's powered by agentic AI, meaning that we've got AI agents that can operate and manage within that platform. So that's kind of the power of Boom and why it is AI-driven PMS.
So, an AI agent, a chatbot? What's the difference?
Yeah, and another very frequent question that we are getting, it is a chatbot, it is AI agent. What's actually the difference? So the main difference between a chatbot and AI agent is, first of all, the sources of information. Where does it get its info from? Is it just kind of generic response that is answering, or does it actually knows the calendar? He knows the policy of the company, get the context about the listing description and amenities, and he has all of that connection to the operational side of it, service code, etc. So getting all that information is one piece, and then the second piece is action. Is he able to generate action upon certain conditions? So creating a service call or answering the guest with the right details. So those are the actions. So those two together actually creates agentic AI.
Okay, okay. Thank you, Moran. Sab, you're up next. From your standpoint, what are the benefits of AI? And I'm sure there are a lot, but if you can give us an interesting answer.
So let me frame this first, okay? Picture it, March 2025, okay? We know that a record summer in Malta is coming up. Real story. We know we're going to be welcoming more than 250 check-ins a day. We have one guest experience agent human in the morning and one in the evening. And I am panicking like there's no tomorrow. Are we going to employ a whole call center? Because we know that the questions are going to come in. Are we going to ignore guests? What are we going to do? And I had a conversation with you guys, and we talked about AI, and we said, nothing to lose, tons to gain. Let's jump right in. What attracted me to AI? Of course, as a communicator, it's like building your own digital twin. So you are going to be, the AI agent is going to speak with your brand tone, with your personality. You have control over how friendly, how empathetic it's going to be. So that's one benefit. Two, it is replying 24/7 if that is what you want, or it is taking all the shifts that the humans don't want. Whether it is a public holiday or a night shift, it has got you covered. Another big benefit for me back then was it is going to reply in the guest's language. And this was big for us because we used to get a lot of frustrated guests who can't understand English, won't try to understand English, but they want a reply. So this made it really smooth. And my final tip, even though there are more, but just to keep it all moving, is consistency. Answers are the same, no matter at whatever time they are being asked, no matter who is asking, you've set a standard to your communication. And that is just beautiful because you are curating a style. And that, from a guest experience point of view, is gold.
Thank you, Sab. Mori, maybe you want to show a live demonstration. Maybe we can take it live.
Yeah, so I think like many people ask us like where do we begin? Like how do we bring, AI answering from nothing to everything? And I think the answer is like moving the needle step by step. Now, from our perspective is like seeing what type of how do you call it, Sab? What is your frame for that?
For phrase four, what do you mean? I didn't understand.
Mediocrity kind of question.
Mediocrity. Yes, the
Yeah, yeah,
same.
yeah,
Yeah, because are you employing call center people or hospitality people? They're answering the same mediocre questions. What time is check-in?
exactly.
Can I have a late checkout? How does the hot tub work? After a certain point, it's not fun.
It's
Right,
boring
right, right.
questions. It's a repeating question. It makes employees frustrated, tired, not fresh, not accurate. Yeah, yeah, all of
And
these.
this is what we want to handle. So I think it's a great place to start with the frequently asked questions. So we can take like our demo listing and go to manage, and there we're gonna jump into the operational information part. This is kind of like, I think, Idan, you call it like the Google Drive of the house. Like this is everything about the house. And here we've got a section which is called frequently asked questions. So I can basically add here any questions that I would like. Perhaps what's the hottest place to be in now? And the
You want me to
answer
ask it,
would, of
Moran?
course,
You want me to ask it?
no, 1 second. I'm setting up the policy. I'm setting up the FAQ. Uh, and I'm going to, like, obviously the place is Boom AI webinar. Now, what we've done is feeded the AI now a predefined question for that listing. Now, Idan is going to simulate one of our guests, and on the CRM, Idan, feel free to shoot a question. So I have, an open conversation with Idan that is going to simulate the guest, and the AI is going to answer it. So basically, Idan asks something about, the FAQ that we have added in, and now we can see the AI kicks in. And the hottest place to be is Boom AI webinar, November 25. Basically, very short, very to the point answer. We can see the confidence level here is 10. And basically, the source is a property, frequently asked questions, so we can also see where did the AI get the answer from. We can see the chain of thought and how the AI operates, basically getting the input, checking the policy, checking the operational guideline. Actually, that's kind of the framework we are passing each and every answer through those paradigm that actually brings him to the desired answer that we wanted to craft it for. So that's
Easy.
that's a very easy way to kind of take away, I would say, even 50 to 60% of your like repeating communication.
It's a very sweet addiction when you get into it. Because when you start seeing results coming up so fast, then of course your mindset changes and you become hungry to kind of build as many FAQs as possible. So it's really fun.
Yeah, it's amazing. But Sab, perhaps tell us a bit, how you got started with all of that.
Yeah. Okay. So first, everyone asks why Zoe? Why did we name her Zoe? Okay. And for me, it
I
was
would
a
actually, I'm sorry getting into your words, guys. I want to ask it maybe in an even different angle. Guys, we have so many operators here from all around the world, and everyone is utilizing his AI in a different way. When we thought about making an AI webinar, we couldn't think about any other name but Sab. Because the way she utilizes our system is so different, it's so unique, and we are so inspired to see the technology that we're bringing to her and the way that she and her team utilizing everything. So the next question will actually be, I'm not sure that anyone here actually named their AI with, a real name, but Sab actually did. So we saw a LinkedIn post, AI named Zoe. Sab, maybe you'll tell us a bit about why, where does this came from, and what were the results?
Yeah, so for a couple of reasons, mainly to make it fun. Okay. So we had a lot of resistance across our teams about AI. Why? Because the world talks about AI, and there seems to be a bit of this feeling of untouchable, impossible, I'm scared, it's going to take my place. So I understand that people feel that, and I wanted people to get up close and personal with AI and realize that honestly, we are in charge. It is our tool. It will make our life better. So in comes Zoe from Zzzing. And in our rollout internally, we used to, every time Zoe answers correctly, so we celebrate that. When Zoe makes a mistakes, just like our humans make mistakes, we also mention that as well. With the difference, though, that we tweak, we train, and she never answers incorrectly again. So this became part of our basically company culture. Let's see how Zoe answered. Ah, this can be better. And team members started warming up to the idea of Zoe because they started seeing her scheduled in the night shift first, scheduled on a public holiday. So building the personality of Zoe made people feel that, hey, she's just doing the Moran's words, mediocre, what we don't want to do, the tasks which are the tasks which are burning us out and not really exciting us about Zing, Zoe is handling so we can work on the fun part of hospitality, which is delighting guests. Because remember, all of us here, we're not property managers, we are running hospitality brands. So our goal to delight guests is number one. So that was a bit of the reason of why we wanted to call AI Zoe. To humanize
Awesome.
her, we also nominated an AI champion, which is like really important to give more ownership to the team as well. So at this point, Zoe is just a Zinc team member
Exactly.
who's
Exactly.
part of the team. And
Exactly.
psychologically, it really worked for us, even though in the beginning a few thought it was crazy.
Maureen, maybe you want to show us a little bit from the config
Yeah,
aspect?
yeah. I think just to cover that aspect and how to get to actually call your agent names and personalize it a bit. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna jump into the configuration AI section, in which we will have the config section. Now here we can see like all our AI agents and soon to come ones. Today we are focusing on customer support, or as Sab likes to call it, guest experience, which I think is a great idea for rebranding her name, the agent name. Um, so here, basically the first thing that you usually want to do to start going is to enable Copilot. This would actually kick the Copilot answer in, so you can start seeing answer getting in. We also want to save the chain of thought so we can see the thought process there. But here we can give it agent name. We can set a country and a region definition for the agent to be localized. So this is kind of the general section. Sab was also talking a bit about communications time and how would we like the communication to be, so we can control the response length, formality, empathy level. We can also define when and which signature to use if we want it. So those are some of the knobs that allow us to get kind of a more personalized approach according to our brand structure. One thing to mention before we jump ahead is the automation part. So with Copilot, answers will be generated but not automatically being sent. With the autopilot configuration, here we can actually set up a very fine-grained control about what is being answered automatically and when. And putting those guardrails is a key factor for us. We do not believe in just switch autopilot on, you will be fine. It's a gradual approach, and we want to set the boundaries. Like it's working with guests, and it's something important for us to have a control on top of this process. So basically, I can enable autopilot. I can set it up for a specific listing. We always recommend to start and focusing with a specific listing, and once we get like a success with that, it will be really easy to replicate that because we already know the principle, we know how to do it. So we can set it up on a specific listing. We can also set a specific schedule. So perhaps I want it to do only night shifts, or perhaps I want it to do only the weekends. So very easily I can twist and figure it out and decide which days, which hours do we want it to work. So yeah, that's quite an easy way to start and get things rolling with regards to
Thank you,
configuration.
Moran. Thank you, Moran, for showing the configuration side of things the way we've built it. This brings me to ask Sab, we gave you the tools. Show us a little bit, how did you get started? The policies you've implemented, because, it just like 2 minutes ago, Moran showed us Boom way, our way, how to do formality or the length of the message, but you took it a whole different way. And I think that can be a really, really interesting use case. And
Okay. So I'm sharing my screen, right?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I want to talk a bit about first tone of voice, basically, because I obviously it's very important that now that you have the freedom and flexibility to have an AI agent, you can go crazy on how it replies and make it sound exactly like your brand. So when it comes to tone of voice, whether you want her Again, you can see, provide information in a straightforward, easy to understand manner. You're just plugging in these sort of respond with kindness, express excitement, encourage guests to explore and enjoy their stay. List goes on and on. And again, what's interesting is to monitor the replies and go back to the policies and also tweak as you go along. Just to scroll a bit through our policies, again, we have policies which, as Moran explained, are assigned to particular properties. We have policies which we choose to escalate. Now, in this case, a little tip. What we found to be gold is when you're choosing to escalate a policy, then make sure that in your policy you also include a number. Because let's say the policy is going to be escalated when a guest's key code is not working, a guest door code is not working. The guest needs an answer. So receiving an answer without a solution isn't good enough. So putting in an emergency number in your policy will mean that the AI, in your friendly and fun tone, will say, hey, this is your reply. If you're still stuck, speak to our emergency team. Speak to our emergency human team. So in this way, they have a solution. So again, all this, it's your tool and you're setting it up your way. So it goes on and on. And we started with just a few policies. Again, we have a big portfolio. We ended up building policies which cover, I would say, again, Zoe is answering 75% plus of communication. So I think how you build it and creating a structure of what you want it to say or what you want him or her to say is really important. On this note, Idan, we also have a policy about promoting traditional Maltese food. So when a guest would ask us about local restaurants, of course, we want to promote what is Maltese. And again, this just levels up the warmth and kind of makes people confused as to if an AI agent is answering them or a human. And that's what we want.
That's a wow. You know, Sab,
I think it would be great. Like we talked a bit about frequently asked questions and listing info, which is very focused on the listing level. And now we kind of take a level up and talk about company policies. And the aim with policies is actually to explain, like you would explain to your regular employee, how does things work in our company, right? And that's what Stab actually mentioned of starting with a few and kind of expanding it, and perhaps later we can cover also different types, perhaps that based on your experience we want to cover. I just perhaps want to kind of quickly show, how it is being used. So I'll go back for a second to the configuration screen. Just quick jump. And this is where we have, sorry, not this one. Here we go. So this is where we have our policy. So this is actually our company DNA. So basically how the AI should handle every aspect of the hospitality scenario: guest request, early check-in, late checkout, specific channel cancellation, mid-stay relocation, everything that you would like to have or the AI needs to answer. This is where you can have the policy. How do you start with policies? So policies could be challenging, specifically if you don't know it. An easy way to basically do it is to let the AI go through past conversation and generate you kind of a base policy. So for example, I don't know, let's take this policy, the early check-in. I'm going to delete it for a second. Okay, and now I'm going to ask AI to generate a policy. Now, what the AI would do, it would go to past guest conversation and actually define how this policy has been conducted throughout those past conversations. So hopefully in a few seconds, we're going to have kind of an outline of a policy, early check-in are subject to availability and can be only confirmed 24 hours before arrival. Guests should
Moran, just to
connect.
reiterate this topic right now, we're talking about a company using Boom to do everything they do on their daily basis, feeling comfortable and ready to basically on board with the AI, and then asking themselves, okay, what are even our early check-in protocol or policy? And then you guys don't even need to know that much. You can just generate a policy, and using all of the past conversations that we have on the system, you will have them. Sometimes we even got the chance to meet people. They told us that's not the company policy, and that was the CEO saying this comment. And I just told him, I'm sorry to disappoint, but this is what your people are answering to your clients. So this is how accurate it is. And Moran, please go ahead.
Exactly. So this is kind of an easy way to start this policy. Now it's very flexible mechanism. So for example, I created a test policy here, like what do you serve for breakfast? And let's say we kind of misspelled it, and we said we are serving pancakes, okay? And now let's go back to Idan conversation, and Idan is asking.
So yeah, I was a bit excited earlier, and I sent it earlier than I was supposed to. So we would
Okay, so yeah, so let's what do you serve for breakfast? And basically we're gonna see, hopefully. Okay, so here we've got the context of past conversation and the thread, so it won't break his word, but actually we can we see that we serve pancakes now. If I'm going to here and I'm going to change it, we serve only beer. We serve only beer morning time, so that we can wake up and be ready to work as we should. And if I'm going to, what I'm going to do now is actually like, say for example, we saw a wrong policy. So we see the test policy, what do you sell for breakfast? So we can see the reference for the policy. We can see that it was escalated as it should in the policy that I configured. We see the confidence and the source, so everything is all set, but now we need to correct it. So I went ahead and corrected it to beer, and now I want to see it, how would it answer in the same situation. So I can simply press on dry run. Dry run would actually just regenerate the answer without sending it, this is just for our testing purposes and just to see that we are getting the right answer. So as you can see, now the answer is we serve only beer in the morning for breakfast. Okay, so basically we were able to fix and amend things on the fly very easily with the same conversation context that we have, with the same conversation from the guest, which is really important, and being able to test it with the changes that we've done. So this is a very effective mechanism on how to tweak and customize your AI to your needs. Okay.
Thank you, Moran. Just to sum this topic up, what I just saw from Moran and combining it what Sab said, a couple of minutes ago, Zoe is another team member. We still have humans monitoring the conversation, seeing things live. So we're having our humans trying to make Zoe to work so much better, and they can dry run and update. And go ahead, Sab, you have a better way to say it than I.
Because then, how are we going to make it fun for our teams? So then what we used to do is, let's say we serve pancakes for breakfast. So in the reply, we're going to say they're the best in town pancakes. We're going to say that we have the most reviews about these delicious pancakes. Whatever storytelling you're going to teach your Zoe, your AI, that is the answer your guests are going to get. So you need to think, what answer would I want to receive if I ask this question? And that level of warmth and that level of personality is exactly what will score your 5-star reviews. Of course, if your pancakes are good, right?
Amen, guys. Amen. Okay, guys, policies aside, like which other AI tools we have, like where will the AI pull all the other information besides policies? Is there a place? Let's go there.
Yeah. I think it's a great question because like many people ask actually, okay, so what is the AI aware of? What does he know? What he doesn't know? So I think it's a good topic to cover. I'll try to cover it quickly. So basically, let's cover it from the top. So all the calendar information. So it knows about reservation, guests, the reservation details, the financials there. So everything around that. It knows about the property, so description, address, bed arrangements, amenities, descriptions. It would pull data from all of those kind of distribution sources. But the main place for us to tweak and change the AI answer is the AI information. Now, here we've got a couple of data points. So first of all, we've got our kind of defined characteristic like door codes, where it will provide it to the guest. And V here means that it's visible to the AI and to the guest. The Wi-Fi codes, basically all of the static information. But in addition, we provide our partners and customers basically also have their own customized information. So we know that every apartment is its own world. So it like one apartment, it would be very challenging to operate the hot tub or the movie theater or whatever. So we created this kind of Google Drive or something like that to the house where you can go and see every specific item. You can see, you can upload here and you can make it visible to owner, visible to guest as part of the guest portal, and also visible to the AI. You can upload here either a picture, video, text, anything that would provide the guest or the AI needs with regards to answers. And this is everything which is within the house. So we talked about the permanent here. We talked about the customizable info items. We've got the arrival instructions, including video and departure instructions, as well as the frequently asked questions that we talked about before. In addition to that, obviously the AI, if a guest asks him about things around the house, whether it's a restaurant, a near beach, a distance to the airport, the AI can basically pull that information from public sources and provide it to the guest. So that's in a very nutshell the data sources for the AI.
Okay. Guys,
And videos, if I may, the videos, the fact that Zoe can send videos of how to get to the property, okay, at all hours, or how does the hot tub work. This is so much appreciated by the guest because, again, when a guest is asking, a guest wants an instant answer. And we are providing that instant answer in the best possible way, visually. Not a lot of text, not a lot of descriptions, video. That's beautiful.
thank you, Sab. Okay, guys, so we were talking about policies, escalation, pieces of information. Zoe, Sab, what were the results? We're curious. Me and wait, the other 100 people here are curious to hear your results.
Okay, so I'm very proud of Zoe. So Zoe answers floats between, like I would say now at the moment, 73 to 78% of all guest communication. I can actually share the dashboard if you'd like
Can
as
you
well. So
repeat
we're
that?
very proud
Can
of
you
her.
please repeat that? Can you please repeat that?
So Zoe answers I would say 75% is our average of all guest communication. It's our guilty pleasure, right? We couldn't get enough. So now she is also answering owners because it works in exactly the same way. Just owners more and more ask the same questions over and over again. Zoe's selling for us as well. She can close a reservation she's going to answer the way you want her or you want it to answer. So again, you are in charge, you are in complete control. It's like training a child which is never going to throw a tantrum, basically. So she is delivering when it comes to guest communication. And Idan, you tell us. I remember I called you at a very weird hour just to tell you that the Zinc phone isn't ringing as much as it used to
It's
before. You remember
broken.
this call?
I will never forget this call in my entire life. I keep using this example with every new demo that I get the chance to represent, the boom world and
Hello.
the boom movement. Guys, Sab was calling me, telling me this amazing thing. She will say it herself because I don't want it to come, from me. Sab, tell the world.
Okay. So the thing is, we think that our teams don't want to answer guests. But the truth is, guests don't want to call us either, especially when there is a language barrier, like we said in the beginning. So when guests are given the instant answers that they are asking, they are happy and they have no reason to call your team unless it is for something specific. How should I curate my 3 days in Malta? Something which is very hospitality, right? Where they really want to have a human. But the majority of questions are all, how am I going to get there? What time is checkout or check-in? Please give me a late checkout. So that's fun training for your AI. So when they get the answer, they will not call you and your phone will not ring. And this, especially for, well, both, I think, Idan. When it is a property manager who manages a small collection, they have no team. So they are the ones answering the calls at 3 in the morning or at odd answers. So that's one pain point. When you are scaling and the portfolio is large, then suddenly, if you have 250 check ins all at 3 and half of them are all calling at the same time, this is a real nightmare for me. It's like anxiety attack at its finest. So the fact that setting up policies means that guests get the answers that they deserve, right? Because they are booking their properties, they are choosing our brand. This is just part of the beautiful guest experience that we are obliged, I would say, to deliver. And remember, when the AI will fails, we will teach her and she will not fail again. And this
I
is
I will tell you something that you don't know from my perspective.
okay.
So I keep showing your dashboards on demos, and I'm used to see, sometimes 68, sometimes 69, and then 70% of AI response rate. What I'm trying to say, everyone here, is that Sab couldn't have enough. She wanted to have more and more and more answers being handled by the AI. And when we've met earlier before this meeting, just to communicate, when Sab was able to actually show us and to be excited and happy to mention that she achieved 76% of AI response rate, not 76.
No, no, I know this is kind of not planned. Let me show you. 78.8. Guys, you're
You,
seeing
you,
my screen. Huh?
Amazing.
show
Zoe
the
record.
cursor.
Sorry
Show
for
the cursor
interrupting and
exactly.
just sharing without having this planned. I couldn't resist. Kind of.
And
Thank you,
and
Boo.
again, we want to reiterate, we're not seeking for 100. That will never happen. That's not the goal here, right? We want to be able to grow our portfolio, maintaining our own jargon and tone and standards, but with keeping the same amount of employees. Maybe, to get away from the employees that we don't want or we don't appreciate. But the purpose is to give the AI the capabilities to do the majority of the work. Um, Moran, we were talking about AI and policies, and I had such a wonderful conversation with everyone here. Maybe you want to tell us a little bit about what's coming next. Where are your thoughts and brain taking us and leading us to? I would love to hear. We would love to hear.
Well, yeah, I think future is freaking amazing. So I'm not sure if you all seen the announcement that we had around them, Boom or Business Autonomous Manager. What we are building is like an autonomous, our vision is to build an autonomous system for the hospitality industry. It means think about ChatGPT for your business. that you can actually just have a conversation with. You can ask him to do things. You don't have like 1,000 screens. You can actually ask him like, send all of my current guests a message, or get me my revenue report for the last quarter. Things that would take you go through days or weeks or months to get this information and act upon are going to take seconds. Now, this is actually like a topic for an entirely different conversation or webinar series, because like there is tons, like it's a new revolution which is coming. Perhaps like and we've got basically we are working with several partners as early adopters to actually see the usage. We are learning a lot from those use cases, and we are building right now the infrastructure, and it is going to go out very very soon. But Sab had actually had the chance to put her hands on it, and I would love to hear about her experience there.
Moran, did you mention ChatGPT on your business? Did you say that?
Just much more powerful.
Sab, show us a little
Sab.
bit of what you're
Okay,
doing.
let me show you what I did this morning. Okay, so our very creative listings manager. We used to burn her out because, of course, as part of her job, she would have to filter and go over one by one, listing by listing, right? To see where we have missing photos, where we can improve. So this morning I said, simple prompt, which properties need better photos? Not even good punctuation, actually. And in 30 seconds, it just pulled a list. So what our very talented listing manager used to like be real burnout, right? And it's real no fun. It's like it is not rewarding to do this task, but it is critical. Bam, pull this up for me in 30 seconds. And this is just one example of how to use time wisely, be efficient, be effective, be agile in your approach, because this is what scaling requires, and also to empower your team to work on the tasks where really humans are required. And so, of course, this is just another way of now not Zoe, but BAM will be featured very much in our culture, which is extremely, of course, tech first. So, just one example.
Thank you, Sab.
Yeah.
Moran, you want to?
Yeah, I think the use cases that we are finding for it on a daily basis are actually blowing our minds. But I think that would be like a different webinar conversation. Perhaps next time we're going to show how to help shaping your AI policies with it, and lots of exciting things that we can do there. But Idan, what do you think? Do you want to leave few minutes for?
I do want, just before I jump to the Q&A section, Sab, it was just a couple of days ago, you and me, we've met in Italy, in the VRWS. It was such a wonderful event. And we were talking about other people using BAM, and I wanted to ask you a little bit about what was your experience, communicating with other property managers about BAM.
Yeah. So obviously, this is what I love, because this is about collaboration. This is about being part of a community. This is about knowledge sharing, right? And not just living in our little bubble. So the fact that you guys are bringing together all these like-minded partners who are ready, willing, eager to share their experiences is very much of a learning journey for all of us, because my ideas of how to use BAM would not be the same, or there could be other ways that other property managers obviously are using it. So, all of us together to create this collective force of really saying, listen, this is the tool, let's share how we are using it. I think this is truly what the hospitality industry and culture should be all about. So, of course, especially shout out to anyone who's going to be at scale in Manchester. Let us connect, let us share stories. We are all the same because we are all part of the Boom family, basically, no matter the size of our portfolio or no matter the backgrounds. So, the more we share, the faster we will all grow, if that is the goal.
Okay, guys, we have 10 minutes for some Q&As. I'll go with the first one. can you only do it per property or can you do it in bulk as well? The question referred to the FAQ configuration. Moran.
So currently FAQ is mostly at the listing level, but policies can address the need on how to do it on a portfolio level. We are thinking of getting kind of a region level or another level of FAQ, which is going to be higher level, but today you can also do it with policies. But I agree, there is a potential for improvement there.
Okay, wait a second. Let me pull some more questions.
The chat, there are quite a few too.
Is the AI agent answering in the same language as the client and leaving notes in the system in our language automatically? Sab, you want to take it?
Yes, 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 and yes. And this is so beautiful, especially when travelers, our guests, of course, in our case, don't speak English and they don't want to try to speak English or communicate. They are very adamant. So they will speak to us in their language, and Zoe will reply with no spelling mistakes in their language as well. And again, the warmth that this brings, it helps us connect with guests faster.
Maria, I'm going to ask your question because personally I have a connection with it. It brings me back to the convention we had in Barcelona, me, Anon, and Moran going at the end of the night somewhere and thinking about this exact solution. Moran, can I adapt policy according to the different group of my listings?
So yeah, I think that's a great question. Perhaps like a really quick jump there. So I forgot to show it. So just a really quick one. Prepare the next one for me, please, while I'm doing it. So if we are going to the policy section, here we go. Let's go to this one. So for every policy that we see, we've got a couple of knobs. So first of all, we can apply it on a specific listing. We can do it on select all specific units or select a listing. So that's one option. We can escalate on policy detection. So that would raise the escalation flag and the reasoning that we saw before. As well, we can tell it to pause on policy detection. So like we can tell it, okay, every time that you hearing something about refund, just pause, do not answer. And the AI would actually, this is part of the guardrails that we can put on just answering specific topics, and everything that require like payments and such, do not answer if we don't have the policies, if we don't have enough the information to back it up with from the get-go. And then later on, when we see it getting to a good answer, that we can ease the enforcement that we did here. I hope that it answered the question.
You did. Let's all say hey to Christine from Cape Town. What kind of reports can you generate with BEM? I believe both of you can
Oh
answer this
my
question.
God.
Stab,
Oh
you
my God.
start, from your perspective, what you do in the business, and then Moran, take it to his heights.
Yeah, so okay. As head of team of a fast-growing team, we're more than 60 plus, right? We're across all divisions, operations, housekeeping, maintenance, guest experience, house managers, property managers. So here's how I start my day. Get a coffee from my favorite place. I was telling the guys a bit earlier, just down by the beach. And from my phone on BAM, of course, I ask what are the maintenance tasks open in the last 12 hours. Okay, maybe for housekeeping. So I'm basically getting what in the before used to be called a handover, a written handover, or even worse, for us, a WhatsApp message with handover, which is a lot of times missed. I ask what reservations, what guests have not submitted their check-in form yet. I know I have this all information all on the Boom dashboard, but I still love using BAM as my own personal assistant and getting this information from BAM as well. I ask, have any guests asked for any special requests? And if a guest has already visited us in the past, I check with BAM if there were any particular requests. For instance, this morning, BAM told me that my guest always asks us about closest vegan restaurants. So instead of her having to ask us again, I obviously now can tell her, hey, there's a new vegan restaurant that I know you can try.
Amazing
right?
example.
Again, so BAM is there just to give you all the answers to be able to, I think, really be able to focus on your sweet spot. What is your playground? What are you good at? I like writing. So all this mediocre shifting and filtering and jumping from tab to tab and going through listing goes away with BAM. And of
Okay.
course, Idan, I have to say, I get to spend so much more quality time with my gorgeous daughter too. Mommy first.
Moran, maybe you want to tell us a bit like an idea of tourist.
The short answer is basically everything that you dream of. All the information is there, and BAM can go through every aspect of the system, pulling this information, putting it together in a very nice and neat way. We are adding capabilities to BAM on a kind of a daily basis. So now it can generate Word document, it can generate Excel sheets with graphs, with everything. It can generate PowerPoint presentations and so much more. We are connecting it to additional data sources. So like it's growing and capabilities on a daily basis. We are soon to add the playbooks there so that you can have like a more sophisticated, robust and ongoing prompts. So lots of evolvement on that front.
A really interesting question from Ada. Ada was saying, guys, I have people communicating with me, guests communicating with me in Maltese, for example, but my team, they don't know Maltese. They speak English. So, the AI is answering in Maltese. Like, I don't get what's going on. I have an entire conversation and I can't even read what's going on over there. So, Moran, you want to answer this?
So basically, like every guest message which is not in the language that the system is configured to is going to be translated both ways. One way to the guest so that it will get an answer on his own language, and then it will be translated, and you will see like an icon, a translation icon. Sab, I'm not sure if you can pull one. I can look for one as well. But just to show like how the translation works on
Yeah, I
perhaps
think
he
so.
done
Ada,
right.
Ada, we definitely have a solution for that. Every conversation that appears in front of your screen,
Hey Dan, just write something in Hebrew on the WhatsApp. I can show it
Yeah.
live.
let's do it. Let's do it live. Let's do it live.
Let's do it live.
Also, maybe I want to add in the meanwhile, because I was seeing some of the questions. I am not a tech person. I'm a very curious person. Okay. But I am not a tech person. So basically, the way we created the policies, all of you can as well as you too can as well. Super intuitive, very user friendly, and then there is obviously the layer of customer support as well. So you guys are in good hands. Honestly, there is no reason why you cannot dive in and start. Really. Really.
Moran
If
is
you're here with 60 minutes, now you owe it to your team to really test this out, I think.
it's just the opener. It's just the opener. Moran will be showing you guys an example of me being a guest and just generating a question in Hebrew, my language. And
Yeah.
Moran is working for this company called BEM Rentals. Is definitely not an Hebrew speaker. And we will be able to show the AI will be translating.
So
Yeah, more.
exactly. So here, like you can see Dan's message in Hebrew. Here we've got the overlay translation in English. Where do you want? Where do you recommend on going dancing tonight? Dan, I love the direction you are going here,
I
and
love.
and basically we can see like the answer in Hebrew, and here again the translation to English with recommended place and distance from the property. Yeah, very
Voilà.
easy going, very
Next
intuitive.
question. Next question. And actually, I think it would be the last, and then we will say some words to sum up. Hello to my friend Dragos from Marbella. Thank you for this awesome question. Can AI fetch and generate policies based on our wiki? For guests, Moran, this is our latest release a couple of weeks ago. Our mind got blown when we've seen that. Maybe you would give, your perspective.
Yeah, so I think Idan, you're referring on going back to BAM. So BAM, and we'll talk about it next time. Basically, what we've done Idan, you like, okay, I'll talk about it. So we got an Israeli company. They got to us with 10 pages of Hebrew policies, written in a PDF Word. And we said, they asked us, okay, help us generate policies to that. And we thought, okay, why won't we let BAM do it? Okay, and they took the document, put it in BAM, and BAM was generating the policies throughout each and every policy, to specific listing, assigning them, like came out with around 100 policies. And that's something that I haven't talked about. BAM is not just a reporting tool. It can do action. So for example, it can adjust or create or the AI policies, or send messages to guests, or create a service code. So basically, BAM has all the capabilities that you as a user, or a very powerful user, has to do with Boom. Part of it is adjusting policies, and I think that could be a great conversation for our next webinar, Idan.
I agree. So just to sum it up, guys, connected to either Notion, upload your PDFs, your Word documents, everything you're dealing as your company SOPs, push it to BAM. BAM will handle it. That's the bottom line. Guys, we're at the very last moment of this amazing, successful first ever webinar for our ecosystem. And Moran, I would like to ask you, what would be, just one call to action out of this webinar? I would love to hear from you.
So my call to action here is to see if you can get your hands dirty a bit with the autopiloting AI. Now, it doesn't have to be on the entire portfolio. Take one listing. It's really cool to start with a single listing, get it right, and then it would be really easy to replicate it across your portfolio. So take one listing. It doesn't have to be autopilot all the time. You can put it like throughout the weekend, and perhaps during night shifts and such, but see the effect it gets to. Put it the right context, give it the right context, make sure that you've got policies covered, but just dip into that, because otherwise it's really hard to get it running. And I think we are providing you all the tooling that you need. And if you need some help, some assistance from us on kicking it off, we've got the team here. Let us know, and we will try to kind of help you kickstart this effort.
Thank you, Mori. Thank you. And me and Moran, we agreed that at this point, he will ask me if I have anything to say as a wrap up. So I would like to say thank you to everyone today for coming and joining and being here with us. Sab, thank you so much. We can thank you enough. You're awesome, and we appreciate what you're doing so much. Mori, thank you for being the brain and the visionary person you are. Love working with you. And now I want to say something to everyone here. First of all, feel free to communicate with us. We're always available for you on Slack and Intercom. You know the drill, 24/7. But I do want to mention another thing. Guys, you are participating right now in something different. Boom becomes a movement. And our way to grow and our way to keep spreading our word and to grow in this universe and these spaces with your assistance, with your help. So we would love to get more and more companies and your referrals and more people that they're in the space, in this industry, to be communicating with us. All of you got my number or my email. Make sure you do an introduction with me, and I would love to do a demo with them. Besides of that, thank you so much everyone, wherever you'll be in the world. Good evening, good morning.
Idan, thank you. Amazing. You're amazing.
Thank you,
Sab.
guys.
Thank
Thank
you,
you
guys.
so much. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.